नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So we will continue with reading from the 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The 13th chapter is called Nature, the Enjoyer and Consciousness. Here in this chapter, we were discussing about the 20 items of knowledge that Lord Krishna gives a list. For Arjuna's question, what is knowledge? Krishna gives a list of 20 items. And these 20 items constitute knowledge. And everything apart from this, contrary to this, Krishna calls it as ignorance. So we had discussed about first one, humility, then pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness and self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, non-attachment to children, wife, home and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to Lord Krishna. So we were supposed to discuss from this point, even-mindedness amidst pleasant and unpleasant events. Now Bhagavad Gita is presenting to us a science. Science means we have a structured way of understanding things. It is not some vague understanding. It is very structured and it is repeatable. That means just like when you perform an experiment in your laboratory, under given certain conditions, whatever results you get, if you perform the same experiment elsewhere with the same conditions, you will get the same result. Isn't it? That is called predictability. Science has got this predictability. And it is universal. It is applicable everywhere, at all times, for everyone, at all places. So therefore, when Krishna is giving this list of items of knowledge, so he's saying that if you cultivate these qualities, then wherever you are, whoever you may be, you will advance spiritually. That is the point. So these things that Krishna is talking about, in fact the entire Bhagavad Gita itself, it is universal principles. It is not sectarian. It is not meant for certain people at certain time or at some place in the world. It is meant for everybody. Just like we discussed previously, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease. So Krishna says, a person who is in real knowledge understands that birth, death, old age and disease, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, These are the four real problems of life. All other problems are creations or emanations of these four basic problems. All other problems are not as important as these four basic problems. So human life is actually meant to find a complete solution, how to escape the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease. Now these four miseries are present everywhere, not just in India. It's present in America, it's present in Africa, it is present everywhere in this planet. In fact, Lord Krishna goes on to say that even if you go to higher planetary systems within this material world, where there is a longer duration of life, even there you cannot be free from these four miseries: birth, death, old age and disease. Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino Arjuna. So he says, oh Arjuna, even if you go to the topmost planet within this material universe called as Brahmaloka, even there miseries of birth, death, old age, disease are present. That means the knowledge that Krishna is giving here, it is not relative truth. It is not that it is true only in this place, it is not true in some other place. It is not like that. Everywhere within this material world, this holds good. So therefore, this is a science. And we have been discussing the previous items of knowledge, how by taking up the process of Krishna consciousness seriously, by practicing it in our daily lives, we can actually become situated in these items of knowledge. We can actually be knowledgeable. So, perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease. With real knowledge, one gets the vision to perceive that, oh, I am busy solving so many problems, but actually these are the real problems which I have to address. How to become free from the cycle of birth and death. How to become free from the miseries of old age and disease. Can I do it through some mechanical means? Or is there some other means to do this? Let me find out. In fact, Krishna gives a solution also to this. If you come back to my abode, Krishna says, Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. He says, if you come back to my abode, then you don't have to go through the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease. Which means to say, the final solution to all problems that we are facing in this material world is to go back to our real home, to go back to Krishna, back to Godhead. So human life is actually meant for preparing ourselves to enter the spiritual realm. We are right now in the material realm. Material realm imposes certain conditions upon us. And birth, death, old age, disease are the most prominent impositions of the material realm upon everybody who lives here. Now Krishna says it is possible to transcend these problems. For that you have to come to the spiritual realm. Now, what do you mean by going to the spiritual realm? Yes, physically, is it a physical process of going to the spiritual realm? Can I take a spacecraft, or can I go sit in a rocket and reach the spiritual realm? Right? Yeah, that may be possible. Maybe in the future there may be some advancements which will enable one to fly to the spiritual world through mechanical means. But that is going to be very, very challenging. It's not easy. In the current situation, even to go to planets within our solar system, it takes many, many years. Correct? Then what to speak of going beyond this material world? Isn't it? At least in the current technology, it is not possible. And it requires a certain different kind of body. Just like if you want to go and live in Mars, the atmosphere is full of which gas? Mars. Carbon dioxide. It's called the red planet. Greenhouse effect. It traps so much heat. That's what we get to know from the discoveries of the scientists. Isn't it? Now if you want to go and live on Mars, with this body, it is not possible. It's not possible. And the atmospheric pressure on the planet of Mars is many, many times greater than what we experience on this planet. So our body cannot sustain that. It requires a different kind of adaptation to live there on Mars. So even within this material universe, different planets have got different atmospheres. And with this present material body that we have got, which is suitable to live on earth, it is not possible to live elsewhere. Then what to speak of transcending this material world and going beyond this to the spiritual world? Definitely it requires a different kind of body, and that is called a spiritual body. We have to develop spiritual body to become eligible to enter the spiritual world. Now, what is the spiritual body? Now, spiritual body means I am actually soul. Soul has got a spiritual form. But right now the spiritual form is covered by the material form that we are all identifying ourselves with. So, we have to first of all give up this material form. Right? Now, giving up means it's not a physical way again. One should not think, oh, if I give up my body, then I'll go to the spiritual world. No. First, one has to give up one's attachment to the material body. So, this is the first lesson that we learn from Bhagavad Gita. You can see Bhagavad Gita as you can look at Bhagavad Gita as a manual which trains us how to go to the spiritual world. It's a manual to enter the spiritual realm. Okay. Just like if you want to go to America, first you will do some research. Correct? How is life in America? Where can I go and stay? First, let me book some accommodation. How much will it cost? I have to plan all that. Isn't it? I cannot simply go, let me go to America, let me land there. No, I have to plan. So you will read some books written by probably those people about life in America, lifestyle in America. Or you will talk to people who are already there. Maybe you know some friends or acquaintances who are already there in US, settled. You will talk to them, find out some details. Where can I come? How do I come? Which place? What are the arrangements? So there is a lot of preparation that one needs to undergo. Even to go to some other country on the same planet. Therefore, definitely there's a lot of preparations that we have to undergo to go to the spiritual world. And the first and the foremost thing is, there are two aspects of this. One is jnana, and the second aspect is vijnana. So jnana is theoretical knowledge. Vijnana is realization of that theoretical knowledge. First one has to understand certain theoretical facts. What is that? I am not the body, I am soul. I belong to Krishna. I have been going through a series of changes in my bodies. I have changed so many bodies over many, many lifetimes. Why I keep getting different bodies? Why I every time land up in this material world? Because I have got so many material desires. Now I have to purify my desires. So for that I have to engage in the process of bhakti. So the process of bhakti, what does it do? It purifies our consciousness. Cheto darpana marjanam. Right? Consciousness is compared to a mirror. Our consciousness is compared to a mirror. And the mirror, if it is covered with a layer of dust, you cannot see a reflection in the mirror. So similarly, our consciousness has to be now, it is actually covered by contaminations of aham and mama. There are many misconceptions about who am I and what is mine. These are the contaminations which are sitting on the mirror of our consciousness, and we need to cleanse that. And for that, we should begin with two important steps, Shravanam and Kirtanam. We should hear about Krishna. The more and more we hear about Krishna, the hearing about Krishna has a purifying effect on the listener. And then we should also undergo another process called Kirtanam, chanting the holy names of the Lord. This also purifies our consciousness. So the process is, the purification begins from within. While going to America, it is more of an external preparation that we have to do. Oh, I have to get visa, I have to keep my passport, apply for visa, get the process done, immigration thing done, and then what are the items I have to carry, what is the weather there, according to that I have to carry my clothes. These are all external preparations. And of course, mentally also you should get prepared. Okay, I'm going to a new place, how it will be, I've never left India and gone, so it's a new place. So mentally also you have to prepare. So, but this process of going to the spiritual world, this involves not external preparation, but internal preparation. Internal. Soul has to prepare itself. Soul has to learn how to live in the spiritual world. What do you mean by how to live in the spiritual world? In the material world, we always live with a wrong notion that I am this body and I am the center of this world and I have to enjoy. This is the conception that everyone has in this world. I have to work hard, I have to make my position better than others, I have to enjoy. But with this conception, you cannot live in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, the conception is different. What is that? I have to serve Krishna. When I serve Krishna, I become happy. The way of getting happiness is not the way that we do here in the material world. In the material world, everyone says, I'll work hard, I'll achieve some result, and that by that result, I'll become happy. But spiritual world, it's not like that. I have to serve Krishna sincerely, and when Krishna is pleased with my service, I become happy. I have got a relationship with Krishna. Example given in the scripture is, suppose you are looking at your reflection in the mirror. If you decorate your face, automatically the reflection of your face in the mirror will also get decorated. You don't have to separately decorate. Do you have to? Once I have decorated my face, now again I go to the mirror and again decorate my reflection in the mirror. Should I have to do that? No. Once I decorate my original face, its reflection in the mirror also becomes decorated. This is an example given in the Bhagavatam. So when I serve Krishna, because I am part and parcel of Krishna, when Krishna becomes pleased, automatically I also become pleased. This is the spiritual science of happiness. Independently, if I try to hunt for happiness, I will always meet with frustration. Even if I get what I desire, I will not be satisfied because I just get a shadow. I don't get the substance. So spiritual happiness means stop chasing the shadow, go to the substance. The material happiness that is seen here is like a reflection of the real happiness that is present in the spiritual world. So until we come to that spiritual happiness, we will never be satisfied by chasing any amount of material pleasures in this world. So all these items of knowledge that Krishna is listing here, it is meant to enable us to stop chasing shadow pleasure in this material world. Instead, turn our attention towards substance pleasure, real pleasure, which is waiting for us in the spiritual world. That is the meaning of knowledge. Knowledge means stop chasing shadow. Instead, turn your attention towards substance. The famous example given in the scriptures is, in darkness, a person sees a rope and confuses it to be snake. Actually, there is no snake at all. It is only rope. But when I see, because of darkness, I mistake it to be snake. But my response is as though there is snake. My response is to that level. You should understand this example very nicely. My response or reaction to the thing is what? Oh, actually there is a snake. You become very afraid and start running. But actually there is no snake. There is actually rope. It is my illusion. It is my ignorance which has blinded me to the fact that it is not a snake but a rope. In the same way, the pleasure that we encounter in this material world, the sources of pleasure that we encounter in this material world, they are all perceived by us in darkness of ignorance. But our reaction is as though there is real pleasure. Oh, it is so good. Let us go on. Let us chase after it. If I get this, I'll become very happy. This is the thing going on. But this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is like that light which you switch on. When you switch on the light, what happens? Oh, I don't have to fear it. Oh, it is not a snake, it is rope. All these days I was giving a snake level reaction to this. It's after all rope, isn't it? So, the pleasures of this material world actually put us into a state of illusion, and we become so enamored by those pleasure traps, and instead of chasing the substance, our whole life we spend simply chasing the shadow. And one human form of life which is so valuable, it is gone, it is wasted, simply chasing shadows. What are people busy in this material world? Most of the people, they are very busy, sincerely they are trying to chase shadow. Even if they succeed, at best they only get shadow. That's why they are not happy and satisfied. So these items of knowledge that Krishna is talking about, these are like turning on that switch, switching on the light. Now when there was no light, you were seeing it as snake. But now in the light, in the presence of light, you will see, oh, it is not snake, it is a rope only. I don't have to get so excited about it. Correct? So therefore, these items of knowledge, real knowledge should lead towards detachment from temporary things. Real knowledge means that knowledge which helps us to become detached from things which don't matter. That is real knowledge. And real knowledge should also take us towards things which actually matter. So that is what Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita talks about both kinds of knowledge. Knowledge which brings about detachment from things which don't matter, and knowledge which helps us develop attachment towards things which really matter. Both are important. So here in these items of knowledge, we see there is one item of knowledge which talks about knowledge which helps us become attached to things which matter, and all the rest are not pertaining to knowledge about getting detached from things which don't matter. Right? So here we are talking about non-attachment to children, wife, home and the rest. Last week I was giving the example of Yudhishthir Maharaj. He's a great king. He was living amidst all opulence, but he was not attached to those opulence. Right? So many times we don't know whether we possess our possessions or our possessions possess us. We don't know. Most of the time it is the second thing. If I say I possess a mobile phone, actually the mobile phone possesses me. Why? Because I get controlled by this gadget. My life gets dictated by this gadget. Yes or no? Every time I want to see what is the notification. Just because I have a smartphone, I want to spend time. Just because data is free, I want to use it fully. Correct? And because of this, your whole life gets affected by this gadget. Your time is going away. The time which could have been used in something productive is just going away in front of the mobile screen. Reel after reel, keep seeing. That means I don't possess a mobile in that case. Mobile has possessed me. So when we say here non-attachment means not being indifferent to people around us. Not that we are inhumanly treating them. That is not the idea. But the idea is I don't get controlled by my attachment towards these people. There are many examples for this. How people get controlled by undue attachment to people around us. The classic example comes in the Ramayana. Dashrath Maharaj had many wives, but his favorite queen was Kaikeyi, the youngest of them. He had a lot of attachment to her. And once she was given two vows, two promises by Dashrath Maharaj. And that too, it is said one should not promise something which one is not clear about. You cannot simply say, I'll give you two promises whenever you want to encash it. What that person will ask, no idea. Now that is a symptom of undue attachment, over attachment. Dashrath Maharaj was so attached to Kaikeyi that, I'll give you these two post-dated checks. Whenever you want, you can only write the date, you can only write how much money you want to draw. Whatever you want, you can write. And you know how big havoc it created, which led to finally Dashrath Maharaj dying. Dashrath Maharaj died in the misery of losing his son, dear son Rama, who went to the forest because of these two promises that he gave. So therefore, non-attachment. We should not get attached to things around us or people around us. Because these things and people around us are not going to be there with us forever. They're not going to be there with us forever. And each person around us is an individual soul pursuing his or her own journey. Each one of us are pursuing our own journey. And each one of us is individually, separately accountable for our own actions. So Bhagavatam gives a nice example. When there is a flood, lot of things come together and lot of things, they are also separated in due course of time because of the effect of the currents of water. So we coming in touch with people around us is just like that. We are all floating in the flood of Kala. Kala, the force of Kala, time, brings us together. The same force of Kala separates us also. But each one of us, we have to keep pursuing our individual goals, individual path. So therefore, one should not be attached. Now the best thing, suppose you may say, oh, I'm so attached to my parents, I'm so attached to my sister or brother or friends. Now, if you can actually, when you become attached to somebody, what is the idea? You want to actually give them the best. You want to help them in the best way. Isn't it? That's the meaning of attachment. If you're simply attached and you're not ready to help them, what is the use of that attachment? And if your attachment is not going to help them in any way, what is the use of that attachment? Isn't it? So, if you want to really help the people whom you love, then you should bring them closer to Krishna. You can become an instrument in helping somebody come towards Krishna. And that has real tangible value. That is the way to love somebody. If you're loving somebody, you want to give highest benefit to that person, best thing you should do is bring that person under the protection of Krishna. Put him or her under the protection of Krishna. So that is the meaning of non-attachment. Right? Then even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events. Even-mindedness. Samachittatvam. Samachittatvam. Chitta means consciousness or mind. Sama means equal. Amidst Ishta-nishtopapatishu, we experience two kinds of things in our life. Ishta and Anishta. Ishta means something which we like. Anishta means something which you don't like. You encounter both kinds of situations in your life. Correct, no? Some situations, oh, you want it to last for a lifetime. Correct? Just like if you are traveling in a train. In the train, suppose you are traveling from here to New Delhi. New Delhi is your destination. But on the way you come across various stations. Correct, no? Some stations only 2 minutes they will stop. Some stations they will stop for 10 minutes. If it's a bigger junction, they'll stop for a longer period of time. Now, when there is a bigger junction, for 8 minutes, 10 minutes when they stop, what do? You just get out of the bogie. You want to feel how it is. Right? Maybe you want to call somebody, you want to take some video, something you want to do. You want to go and purchase something. Right? Now when you do that, suppose if that station is not well maintained, it is a lot of foul smell is coming. As soon as you get out of that bogie, you see, oh, what is this? It's not well maintained, it's dirty, it's full of garbage. What do you feel like? You'll be actually cursing the railway department. You'll be cursing the train driver also. Why this fellow is stopping here for so long time? Quickly, let us go. Correct? Sometimes when you come across very nice station, oh, it is so good, smelling so good and everything is so nicely maintained, clean. You want to go there and spend maybe half an hour, 1 hour, but you can't spend because train will go. You will miss your destination. So, our so-called Ishta means good situations that we come across in our life, pleasant situations which we like. They are like the well-maintained stations. You want them to be there forever. But even if you want to be there forever, you can't be because you have to continue your journey. And the unpleasant things, Anishta, which in our life, they are like those stations which are not well maintained, which are smelling bad, and you want to quickly get out of that. But, so Krishna is saying, anyway, the well-maintained station is also not your destination. the not so well maintained station is also not your destination. Then why to become so upset, or why to become so excited about these two kinds of stations? Because your destination is different. Correct? Anyway, if it is a very well maintained station, will you change your mind and say, no, I'll get down here only, I'll not go to New Delhi? Will you say that? Ideally, you should not say that. Because your destination is something else. You have to go to your New Delhi destination. That's where you booked your ticket to. So Krishna is saying, a person in knowledge will be even-minded amidst pleasant and unpleasant events. Amidst pleasant and unpleasant events, he will be even-minded. Even-minded means his response is the same. Why his response is the same? Because neither the pleasant events nor the non-pleasant events are his destination. His destination is something beyond this. As we discussed, destination is to go beyond this material realm, go to the spiritual realm. And also this so-called pleasant and unpleasant, who is labeling them? Who is giving these ideas that this is a pleasant situation, that's an unpleasant situation? It's again your mental concoction. Your mind's tagging them. Oh, this mind is feeling good, so let us say this is a pleasant thing. Mind is not feeling so good, so mind will say it's an unpleasant thing. But that means it is relative. Sometimes when you go to some fish market, we feel that how people live here. Even for few seconds, you can't imagine to live there. It's so badly smelling. Forget about going there and purchasing something. Even to pass through that place, you feel you can't live. You feel so suffocating. But there are people who think it is so nice smell. Let us live here. There are people. That means what you feel to be pleasant is not the absolute truth. Somebody else is feeling it to be unpleasant. And what your mind is labeling it to be unpleasant, somebody else is thinking it is so pleasant. So what is the solution? Every time your mind is reacting differently to so-called pleasant and first what the mind does? Mind labels a situation to be pleasant or unpleasant. Then mind forces you to give a certain reaction based on that label. So our whole life is all about this only. Mind will tell us what I should do, what I should not do. First mind will say, this is very good. Then mind will say, be here only. Do something so that this thing will remain with you forever. And you work hard towards that. So therefore Krishna is saying, no, don't listen to your mind. You be even-minded. You control your mind. You tell the mind, yeah, it may be a very good situation, but this is not going to last forever. Even if I want, it's not going to last forever. My destination is beyond all these temporary situations. Let me focus on that. Let me focus on my spiritual journey. Then I won't get disturbed whether pleasant things come or unpleasant things come. Example for this again in the Ramayana we see. Lord Ramachandra was called by his father Dashrath Maharaj, and he said, tomorrow is going to be your coronation. You are going to become the king of Ayodhya. Now Ramachandra was not some very specially happy for that. He was okay. He was even-minded. And after a few hours, the same Dashrath Maharaj calls for him. And Kaikeyi tells, you have to go to forest. You are not going to be the king. Even at that time, Ramachandra's response was the same. It's not that he got fully dejected. Same, samachittattvam, this is called. Even-mindedness. So, when he said, you'll become the king, and when he said you should go to the forest, in both the things, his response was same. So that is a symptom of a person in knowledge. And for this, we should have a superior spiritual goal in life. If spiritual goal is not there in our life, then we get disturbed, distracted by every pleasant or unpleasant things that come up in our life. So that is a symptom of knowledge. Mai chananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. This is a very important. This is the item which I told about attachment. All others are non-attachment. This is the only item which talks about attachment. What is that? Mai cha ananya bhavena ananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. What is the meaning of this? Krishna says a person in real knowledge will engage in constant and unalloyed devotion to me. Constant, always. Unalloyed devotion, pure devotion. The word unalloyed, Prabhupada uses. Alloy means we know, it's a mixture of metals, non-metals together. Not pure metal, it's a mixture of many metals. Therefore it is called alloy. Unalloyed means there is no mixture, there is a pure one single metal. So our devotion to Krishna should be unalloyed. So what are the other things generally we mix to make it an alloy? Our devotion to Krishna will be mixed with two major things, karma and jnana. These are the alloys. These are the mixtures which make it alloyed. Karma means desire for personal enjoyment. What's there for me in it? Right? When we go to temple, most of the people will go to temple with a big list of needs. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. This is called karma. I want this. You know, there is a nice story Prabhupada says. There was an old woman. She was carrying a log of woods in the forest, firewood she was carrying on her head, and she was walking. And while she was walking, she didn't notice there was a stone on the way and she slipped and fell down. So her entire log of wood which was there on her head fell down also. Now it was not possible for her to herself take the log of wood and keep it on her head. She wanted somebody to help her. Nobody was there in the forest. Now immediately she called for God. Krishna, please come and help me. So Krishna came. Krishna personally came in front of that old woman. And Krishna said, oh my dear devotee, why have you called me? So what did she say? See, this log of wood has fallen down. Can you please keep it on my head again? Please keep it. So the point is, actually Krishna has come. She could have asked something which really tangible, which is very... She could have asked liberation from this material cycle of birth, and she could have asked that. But Krishna is capable of giving that. But because she doesn't know what to ask Krishna, she's saying, can you please keep this log of wood and keep it on my head again? See, many times when we ask prayers, when we offer prayers to Krishna, we are like that old woman. We don't know. Problem has gone, again we want to put the problem back on our head. Instead of asking the ultimate solution from all the problems, all the miseries, sometimes we are so foolish, we want problems. So this is actually karma contamination. So this, when we add this, I want something from Krishna for my enjoyment. Now that makes it alloyed bhakti. That's called karma mishrita bhakti. Mishrita means mixed. Bhakti mixed with karma contamination. But a pure devotee, unalloyed devotee, when he offers praise to Krishna, what will he say? Krishna, I don't have to separately ask you because you know what is best for me. Whatever you feel is best for me, you give me that. This is more intelligent. What? I know what is best for me. When I think this is what is going to help me, that means we have so much confidence on our own analysis of the situation. We have so much confidence on our own solution. But what if Krishna has a better solution? We are not definitely more intelligent than Krishna. So when we offer prayer to Krishna, we can definitely go and say, Krishna, this is my problem. But we should always pray to Krishna. We should say, my dear Krishna, I have explained to you my situation. Now you please decide what is best for me and you give me that. That's an intelligent way of praying. That's how pure devotees pray. When you pray like that, that is called pure bhakti. We have to not have this karma mishrita. We should not have this karma contamination. So therefore Krishna is saying, one who is in real knowledge, he engages in pure devotional service unto me. Means he doesn't ask anything from me. He just engages in serving me and derives pleasure in serving itself. We should all understand that our process of Krishna consciousness is not a means to some other end. Krishna consciousness is the end. We should understand this. Bhakti is not a means to achieve something else. Bhakti is an end in itself. This is the knowledge that Krishna is revealing in the Bhagavad Gita. If we think that, oh, by bhakti, I will do bhakti and something else I have to achieve, then that means we don't have real understanding about what is bhakti. To become engaged in Krishna's service is the ultimate perfection. That is the ultimate perfection. That is the pinnacle of knowledge. We have to understand. It's not that now I have to chant Hare Krishna mantra. By chanting Hare Krishna mantra, I will achieve some other benefit. Therefore, I should chant Hare Krishna mantra. No, it is not that way. Taking pleasure in chanting the holy names of the Lord itself is the perfection. Now I am chanting Hare Krishna mantra with impure consciousness. I have to continue to chant Hare Krishna mantra more and more. Then my consciousness will become pure, purified. Then I will actually start relishing the process of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. And that is the perfection. So, a person in real knowledge will engage in pure devotional service always, constantly. And then Vivikta Desha Sevitvam is the next item of knowledge. Resorting to solitary places. Now this is not, avoiding the crowd. What it actually means? It's not physically avoiding people. It means not being interested in something which is not helping me to attain spiritual perfection, even though a lot of people are doing it. Generally, we have this fear, FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh, everybody is doing this. Everybody is going to this movie. Oh, I should also go. Because everybody is doing, I should also do. Mob mentality, this is called. No, you have to make a choice. You don't have to fear that you're going to miss out something. So resorting to solitary places, it's not about physically leaving the company of people around you, but understanding Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said, it is like a diamond. Suppose you go to a diamond shop and you go to a vegetable market. Where will you find more crowd? Vegetable market or diamond shop?
Vegetable market.
Where will you find more crowd? Vegetable market. Why?
Basic need. Vegetable is basic need and cheap.
It is cheap. Basic need, you are saying. No, without vegetable also you can make khichdi and eat, isn't it? It is affordable. You will find more people in the vegetable shop because It is easily affordable. But diamonds not everybody can afford. Therefore the customers will be very less in diamond shop. Just like we are seeing today here. So wherever you see there is a greater sense enjoyment that is being promoted and being sold, there you will see a lot of crowd. It's a fact. Pubs and bars and discotheques, lot of people go there, and there is entry fee. They have to pay and enter, they'll go. But temples, entry fee is not there, but nobody is going there, or very less number of people go there. So Prabhupada said, our Krishna consciousness is like diamond. Not everybody can afford it. Two things are required. First, one should know the value of diamond. Second thing is, one should be able to afford that diamond. Only if both of these criteria are satisfied, you will land up in a diamond shop. Otherwise, you have to be satisfied with vegetable market. Correct? So, resorting to solitary places means going to those places where Krishna conscious knowledge is being broadcast. That is a symptom of knowledge, a person in knowledge. A person who is in knowledge will go to those places which adds value to his life. Not the places which takes away value from your life. Kalau sattvaharam pumsaha, it is said. The Kali Yuga situation is such that all the good qualities in you will be taken away from you. Even if you have little bit good qualities. Sattva haram. That's the nature of Kali Yuga. If you notice, what are our movies promoting? Movies are promoting drinking is so cool. Smoking is cool. Kya cool hai hum? This is what movies are promoting. Hero in the movie is promoting these sinful activities to be cool. Right? This is what, and everybody is following that. Everybody is following that, isn't it? But we have to make sure that we don't land up in those places which take away our little bit of good qualities that we have also. We should go to those places which will enhance our spiritual thirst, spiritual quest, which will add value to our life. That is the meaning of Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. Then Aratir Jana Samsadi. Aratihi means with no attachment to Jana Samsadi, the mass gatherings. Detachment from the general mass of people. So, Jana Sangha it is called. Jana Sangha. In this, in the present day world, people make a lot of clubs, common interest clubs. Suppose somebody is, even in your institute there are many clubs. Suppose somebody is interested in astronomy, there will be an astronomy club. All astronomy lovers will go there, and maybe they plan some stargazing and all that. Somebody is interested in adventurous outing and all that, so they will have a club for that, isn't it? So, Jaisi Sangat, Vaisi Rangat. You know what kind of people you associate with, that kind of qualities you will develop. Correct, no? So if you want to actually make spiritual advancement, you must come to Transdimensions Club. Because here we are talking about how to make spiritual advancement. And this is the actual solution to all our hankerings, as we have understood many times, we have discussed. So we have to avoid the sangha of people who are materialistically motivated, and we have to accept the sangha of spiritual minded people. So that is a symptom of a person in real knowledge. Then Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Acceptance of the importance of self-realization. So, a person in true knowledge will understand that the goal of life is not sense gratification, but it is self-realization. Atma Sakshatkara. Understanding who am I. That is called self-realization. So, a person in real knowledge puts self-realization on the top of everything else. Prioritizes self-realization over everything else. That is a symptom of a person in real knowledge. As far as sense enjoyment is concerned, everybody is pursuing that. You don't need training for that. Is there any training required for us? We are naturally, spontaneously drawn towards such things. And Kali Yuga is a prime time of sense enjoyment going on. Everywhere it is promoted. All leaders are promoting. Movie stars are promoting this. Everybody is going. So no one needs to be trained or oriented how to enjoy senses. Default is there. But for self-realization, training is required. Because that is where we become different from animals. As long as a person does not develop desire for self-realization, he should be considered as an animal only. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunamcha samanametat pashubhir naranam. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Animals and humans, both are doing it. Without training. No training required for this. Everybody is doing, expert. Pro. Everyone is pro, whatever, pro max, whatever, in that. But, so that means we are very expert being an animal. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, modern day civilization is actually a polished animal civilization. Polished animal. Whatever animal is doing, we are also doing. But we are feeling, oh, I'm so advanced. No, it's only animal civilization. Pro max. So, we have to be interested in self-realization. That is a symptom of a person in knowledge. Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. And the last one is philosophical search for the absolute truth. One must develop this jijnasa. Athato Brahma jijnasa. We have jijnasa about so many things. Food jijnasa we have. Correct? So many. If you open YouTube, you will find umpteen number of videos about different recipes. Correct? And today you don't have to wait that you have to cook, and you just have to go to Zomato, Swiggy, and whatever you want you can order. It will come to you in minutes. You can enjoy. So people have jijnasa about how to eat nicely, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. This jijnasa is there. But real human life begins with Brahma jijnasa. Jijnasa, inquisitiveness about spiritual truth. If inquisitiveness about spiritual truth is not there, that means we are just two-legged animals. Dvipada Pashu. So knowledge begins with this. Inquisitiveness about spiritual reality, Brahma Jijnasa. Right? So Krishna is saying all these things are actually knowledge, and anything that is contrary to these things is ignorance. So very clearly Krishna is saying what is to be pursued, what is not to be pursued. Now among all these 20 items of knowledge, the main item of knowledge is to engage in unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. And the remaining 19 items are a means to achieve that. The goal is to become devotee. And all other things, humility, pridelessness, non-violence, etc., whatever we discussed, they are all a means to achieve that platform. Or in other words, if you become a devotee of Krishna, all other things will automatically be manifested in our personality. So this is a science. Right now, without all these 20 items of knowledge, our consciousness is called material consciousness. With these 20 items of knowledge, when they are incorporated in our life, then we come to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. So this is the science of consciousness that Krishna describes here in the 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So there is one interesting verse. We will understand that and we will go to the next part. In the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, it is said, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha. The meaning is, if one becomes a devotee of Krishna, then all the good qualities which are found even in the residents of Swargaloka, the Devatas, will become manifest in his or her personality. That means Krishna consciousness is the one-stop solution to all problems. And it is also the one-stop solution to get rid of all negativities. It is the method to become absolutely good. Right? If you want to become absolutely good, then you should take up Krishna consciousness. One may have a lot of good qualities, but if he is not Krishna conscious, then his so-called goodness is simply temporary, circumstantial. It has no actual value. This point we have discussed many times. Suppose somebody say, a lot of people argue, why should I become God conscious? If I only have good qualities, I'm not hurting others, I'm just being good. That's enough. People say like that. भगवान क्यों चाहिए हमारे जीवन में? Just I will be good. अच्छे काम करेंगे, अच्छा सोचेंगे और सब ठीक हो जाएगा. भगवान नहीं चाहिए. We don't want God in our life. Like this many people say. But that's not the so-called acha qualities that we have, minus God, minus Krishna, they're actually of no value. Why? I'll give you an example. A lot of people, this example I have discussed earlier also, but some of you may not be aware, so I'm repeating this. A lot of people, they say, let us fight for animal rights. Correct? Animal rights. They post videos, they go out for marches, they say you have to ethically treat animals, cats and dogs, they are dependent on you. Adopt the cats and dogs, give them food, give them shelter, you love your pets, like this so many, they do all these kind of things. So they do a big morcha, big march, they do parade, they do. And after they go back home, they will happily eat chicken biryani. Huh? So, what is this? This is called duplicity. Doglapan it is called. Duplicity. Correct? Just now you told all animals you should love. Cats and dogs and pets you should love. But you went home and you had food which is a result of killing some other animal. What is your so-called value system? Our value system is wherever it is convenient for me, I will love animals. Wherever it is not convenient for me, I can kill animals. This is the so-called animal protection that people are talking about. In the whole picture, there is no God there. There is no reference to God. That is why it is a man-made, it is an imaginary form of some good value system. And that is why there is duality. It is based on it is utilitarianism, it is called. Where it is convenient for me, I will love animals, but I cannot sacrifice the taste of my tongue. There I want. Yeah, I am ready to kill animals also. But actually, if you read Bhagavad Gita, if you become God conscious, you will understand. Krishna says, Pitaham asya jagataha. Krishna says, Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahad yonihi aham beja prada pitaha. Krishna says all species of life, whether cat, dog, cow, buffalo, tiger, goat, sheep, all animals, I am the father. Krishna is saying, I am the seed giving father. I am the father for all species of life. So when you become Krishna conscious, you will understand Krishna is the father of all species of life. I have no right to kill son of Krishna. I have no right. Even if I don't go and promote save cats and dogs, even if you don't do that, that's okay. At least I should not go and kill other animals, no? So this is sanity. So if you become Krishna conscious, some sanity will come to us. Sanity means what? What is the opposite of sane? Insane. Insane means what?
Crazy.
Huh?
Crazy.
Foolishness. Actually, this is foolishness, no? Those people who say, love your pets, love animals, and then they go and eat chicken biryani. This is foolishness. This is crazy, insane. There is no solid basis why they are saying these animals are pets and those animals you can kill and eat. On what basis are you saying this? It is only based on your convenience. Therefore, the so-called good values and moral values, without reference to God, they are of no use. They are useless. So therefore, if you want to actually develop good value system, then also you should actually become Krishna conscious. You should become Krishna conscious. Only then you can have good values. That's why Bhagavatam is saying, Harav abhaktasya kuto mahat guna. A person who is abhakta, not a bhakta of Krishna, he cannot have any good qualities. It's a very strong statement. Bhagavatam is saying, if you don't become Krishna conscious, if you don't try to see everything as connected with Krishna, all species are children of Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. If you don't have this vision, actually you cannot have any good values, you cannot have a good character. This is the conclusion. So therefore, these items of knowledge are meant to make us Krishna conscious. We should make choices in life based on the knowledge that Krishna is giving in the Bhagavad Gita. So that is the science of consciousness. We'll close here. Any questions anyone has? Yes.
So if an animal hurts me, so can I beat him? Should I?
Why are you going and placing yourself in the vicinity of some animal that it will come and hit you or trouble?
Just like Mahabharata, that Bhim killed lots of elephants.
Okay.
Because they are fighting.
Yeah.
So why can't I? I'm just asking.
Understood. So now that was a dharma yuddha. Now what dharma yuddhas we are fighting in our daily life? In fact, if you study the Mahabharata, the Pandavas were not very happy to fight the war. That you will see in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna says, I don't want to fight the war. I don't want to kill so many people. But there was no other option. Even before Mahabharata war began, in so many ways they tried to stop the war. Krishna himself went as a peace messenger and stopped. And when all their attempts to establish peace failed, there was no other option. War was the only option. And that too, they killed on the order of Krishna. That we have to understand. Right? So that's a different kind of killing. Now, the killing that we do today in the slaughterhouses is nowhere comparable to what killing happened at the Battle of Kurukshetra. Correct, no?
Yes. But in some reason, like I came from Uttarakhand. I came from Uttarakhand. In Uttarakhand, farming is not easy. So that's why some people eat meat there.
Okay. Now you see, with the advanced technology,
Now
you can import Anywhere from any corner of the world, you can import food from which is grown. You may not be able to grow in your place, but you are able to import it. I'm sure in Uttarakhand, vegetarian food is available in ample quantity now.
Now it is okay, but in past time, so
Yeah.
there is a tradition of this coming there, and people think that we have to eat meat also. But
No, if there is no other way, if there is no other option available for your survival, the only option is eating meat, then the scriptures allow that. Example is given, Vishwamitra Rishi. He was in the forest, once there was a famine. He had to continue his tapasya. Nothing is available, no food is available. He killed a dog and ate dog's flesh. No, that was a survival, question of survival. No, that's not the case today, definitely. Isn't it? So, we should avoid unnecessary killing of animals at all costs. Yes.
In any action, how do I know it is the order of Krishna or not?
Yeah. So, how do you know whether it is Krishna's order or not? So, Krishna's order comes through the Guru, comes through the spiritual master. And Krishna has also told us what to do, what not to do in the Bhagavad Gita. That's why we are detailed discussing the Bhagavad Gita. And this Bhagavad Gita has to be understood through the Guru Parampara. Then you get the right understanding. So, with this wisdom, you can make choices in your life based on this wisdom. It's not that, oh, Pandavas were, they were lucky, they had Krishna's instruction directly. For us, there is nothing like that. That's why Krishna has left behind his words, the Bhagavad Gita. So, Bhagavad Gita tells everything, what should you do, what you should not do. Based on this, we have to lead our life. Is it okay?
Like many other gurus who are not teaching Bhagavad Gita. So, how do I know?
Then they are not gurus. If you are manufacturing your own knowledge,
Like those knowledge is coming from their own internal spiritual experience.
no, that is not the case. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, you should go to a self-realized soul and accept knowledge from him. He's not saying you sit down and whatever comes within you, that only you preach to others. No, that's never the standard in Vedic culture at least. In Vedic culture, a guru is one who repeats the instructions given by God. Guru cannot manufacture his own instructions.
Like the Guru of Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramhansa, he is not teaching the Bhagavad Gita to Vivekananda, so he is not a Guru.
So I am talking about the proper Vedic knowledge, Vedic process. The proper Vedic process is the Guru is one who simply repeats the scriptural instructions and presents it in a way which is easily understandable to people. He does not manufacture his own method. He is not a Guru according to the Vedas. One who manufactures his own knowledge is not a Guru according to the Vedas. Yes. You had some question.
I got the answer.
You got the answer without asking.
But some people argue that you are vegetarian, you kill plants. Because of the farming, many pesticide pests, many weeds, other plants, many insects are killed. Because of the pesticide, there is a water pollution. People drink that water, people also get killed.
Yeah.
Ashamed of it.
Yeah. So two points for your answer. Now Krishna is giving what is the prescribed designated food for mankind. In the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. So your food must come in these 4 categories. Food belonging to these 4 categories are designated food for mankind. Patram means leaves, all green leafy vegetables and all. Pushpam, flowers. Phalam, fruit. Toyam, water and milk. These 4 categories of food are designated to be food for human beings. Okay. Now, as you rightly said, the modern day, how people are producing these food grains, that is also questionable. It is against nature. by using pesticides and all of that. So, therefore, it is important that we should go back to our old ways of organic farming. Correct? Organic farming. But this is a designated food. Patram, pushpam, phalam to. Vegetarian food is a designated food. Now, even if one eats the designated food, it's not that one will be free from reactions. As you rightly said, we are killing so many insects. You will get reactions because you are eating that food, which has come because of killing insects or killing whatever. But there is a way to get out of that reactions. So Krishna says that in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Yajna Shishta Shinasanto Muchyante Sarva Kilvishayi. So vegetarian food has to be prepared and offered to Krishna first with love and devotion. And then you take that food. That is karma-free food. Correct? I am not justifying the usage of pesticides and fertilizers. Okay, but I am saying, even if you eat vegetarian food, if it is not offered to Krishna, you cannot escape reactions. You still get karma. The only way to become free from that karma is to offer food to God and accept prasadam. When you take prasadam, you become free from karma conditions. Does it answer your question?
In Krishna also said we should not eat the root, the food which is coming from the roots of animals.
No, there is no such reference.
Then why
Nowadays the trend is people will write so many things and say Bhagavad Gita. This is written in Bhagavad Gita. No. What is there in Bhagavad Gita, you tell that. Isn't it?
Like, then why people refuse to eat onion and garlic? Some people
No, onion and garlic are also vegetables. That is also vegetables. But those who want to make spiritual progress, they are advised to avoid it. That's there in the Bhagavad Gita again, 17th chapter. Because there are 3 categories of food. Sattvic food, Rajasic food and Tamasic food. Rajasic and Tamasic food dulls our consciousness, makes us more materialistic. Because the food that you eat not only affects your body, it also affects your thoughts, your desires. So therefore, those who want to make spiritual advancement, they are advised only to take sattvic food. That too after offering it to Krishna. Okay. Rajasic food, onion and garlic comes into that category. That is not advised. Okay. Now regarding, just because you brought this topic of onion garlic, there have been a lot of researches conducted. So with respect to onion, when there is an increase in the intake of onion, it is proven that one's sexual desires increase. Okay? And therefore it is called Rajasic food. And garlic, it doubles a person's reaction time. Okay? That means it dulls your consciousness, dulls your decision making ability. Garlic has a very high penetrating power. If you take a pod of garlic and you rub it on the sole of your feet, within few seconds you can actually experience its effect on the head. That means it penetrates so quickly. And I read an article which said pilots who are flying flights, they are advised not to eat food containing garlic 48 hours before their flight time. Because you can find out, you can do research about this in Google. So that means suppose there is something, a pilot has to take a decision in 1 second, right? Whatever decision he has to take, go high, left, right, whatever it is. But by eating garlic, it becomes 2 seconds, double the reaction time. So which is a very big risk for all the people sitting in the flight. So this is something which modern science has found out, but this was way back told in our Vedas. Right? Okay, so from today, we are planning to read this wonderful book It's a biography of Srila Prabhupada. Okay. It's called Prabhupada, Messenger of the Supreme Lord. We will be reading for about 10 minutes every Friday. Okay. The idea is to, now every week we are discussing Bhagavad Gita. From where are we getting this knowledge? It is coming from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is a bona fide Acharya who comes in as the 32nd Acharya in the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And based on his writings, we are discussing, our sessions are happening in Transdimensions Club. So we thought all of you are attending these sessions should also know something about Srila Prabhupada. So therefore, we shall be reading for 10 minutes. Okay. So I will read, you just hear, and this reading we will continue every week. So now it is 7:37. You tell me at 7:47 we will close. 7:48. Chapter 1, Struggling Alone. Calcutta, August 13, 1965. The Jaladuta is a regular cargo carrier of the Scindia Steam Navigation Company, but there is a passenger cabin aboard. During the voyage from Calcutta to New York in August and September of 1965, the cabin was occupied by Sri Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, whose age was listed as 69 and who was taken on board bearing a complimentary ticket with food. The Jaladuta, under the command of Captain Arun Pandya, whose wife was also on board, left at 9 a.m. on Friday, August 13. In his diary, Bhaktivedanta Swami noted, "The cabin is quite comfortable thanks to Lord Sri Krishna for enlightening Sumati Morarji for all these arrangements. I am quite comfortable." But on the 14th, he reported seasickness, dizziness, vomiting, Bay of Bengal, heavy rains, more sickness. On the 19th, when the ship arrived at Colombo, Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, Bhaktivedanta Swami was able to get relief from his seasickness. The captain took him ashore and he travelled around Colombo by car. Then the ship went on toward Cochin on the west coast of India. Janmashtami, the appearance day of Lord Krishna, fell on the 20th of August that year. Bhaktivedanta Swami took the opportunity to speak to the crew about the philosophy of Lord Krishna, and he distributed prasadam he had cooked himself. August 21 was his 70th birthday, observed without ceremony at sea. That same day, the ship arrived at Cochin, and Bhaktivedanta Swami's trunks of Srimad Bhagavatam volumes, which had been shipped from Bombay, were loaded on board. By the 23rd, the ship had put out to the Red Sea, where Bhaktivedanta Swami encountered great difficulty. He noted in his diary, rain, seasickness, dizziness, headache, no appetite, vomiting. In 2 days, he suffered 2 heart attacks. He tolerated the difficulty, meditating on the purpose of his mission. But after 2 days of such violent attacks, he thought that if another were to come, he would certainly not survive. On the night of the second day, he had a dream. Lord Krishna, in his many forms, was rowing a boat, and he told Bhaktivedanta Swami that he should not fear, but should come along. Bhaktivedanta Swami felt assured of Lord Krishna's protection, and the violent attacks did not recur. The Jaladuta entered the Suez Canal on September 1 and stopped in Port Said on the 2nd. Bhaktivedanta Swami visited the city with the captain and said that he liked it. By the 6th, he had recovered a little from his illness and was eating regularly again for the first time, having cooked his own khichdi and puris. He reported in his diary that his strength renewed little by little. This is what Prabhupada wrote in the diary. Friday, September 10. Today the ship is flying very smoothly. I feel today better. But I am feeling separation from Sri Vrindavan and my lords Sri Govinda, Gopinath, Radha Damodar. The only solace is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, in which I am tasting the nectarine of Lord Chaitanya's Leelas. I have left Bharata Bhumi just to execute the order of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati in pursuance of Lord Chaitanya's order. I have no qualification, but I have taken up the risk just to carry out the order of His divine grace. I depend fully on their mercy, so far away from Vrindavan. The ocean voyage of 1965 was a calm one for the Jaladuta. Captain Pandya said that never in his entire career had he seen such a calm Atlantic crossing. Bhaktivedanta Swami replied that the calmness was Lord Krishna's mercy. Mrs. Pandya asked Bhaktivedanta Swami to come back with him so that they might have another such crossing. Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote in his diary, "If the Atlantic would have shown its usual face, perhaps I would have died. But Lord Krishna has taken charge of the ship." After a 35-day journey from Calcutta, the Jaladuta reached Boston's Commonwealth Pier at 5:30 a.m. on September 17, 1965. The ship was to stop briefly in Boston before proceeding to New York City. Bhaktivedanta Swami had a pass through US Immigration and Customs Bhaktivedanta Swami had to pass through US Immigration and Customs in Boston. His visa allowed him a 2-month stay, and an official stamped it to indicate his expected date of departure. Captain Pandya invited Bhaktivedanta Swami to take a walk into Boston, where the captain intended to do some shopping. They walked across a footbridge into a busy commercial area with old churches, warehouses, official buildings, bars, tawdry bookshops, nightclubs, and restaurants. Bhaktivedanta Swami briefly observed the city, but the most significant thing about his short stay in Boston, aside from the fact that he had now set foot in America, was that at Commonwealth Pier he wrote a Bengali poem entitled Markine Bhagavata Dharma, teaching Krishna consciousness in America. Some of the verses he wrote on board the ship that day are as follows. "My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here, otherwise why would you bring me to this terrible place? Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva, Krishna. I do not know how they will be able to understand it, but I know that your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? O Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. All living entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure as you like. O spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So, if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel gladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance, O Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhakti Vedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti Vedanta. Signed, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, on board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pyre, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, dated 18th September 1965. On the 19th of September, the Jaladuta sailed into New York Harbor and docked at the Brooklyn Pier at 17th Street. Bhakti Vedanta Swami saw the awesome Manhattan skyline, the Empire State Building, and, like millions of visitors and immigrants in the past, the Statue of Liberty. We will continue to read in the next session. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Now we shall chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra. Please distribute the beads. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So let us all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra with full attention, hearing each word of the mantra attentively as we pronounce. We can chant in our own pace. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.